So I just try to like enjoy the Lord and not focus on that stuff, else it'll drive me crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll never walk away just because Christians, you know, are sometimes foolish, you know. Like I'll never walk away because I already met Christ and I meet him all the time and he's real. And so all we can do is just keep breathing and keep moving forward.
I really enjoyed your Rob Flynn interview, man. I just got done listening to that. I thought it was really good.
Oh, thank you, man. You know, I'm a man of unclean lips sometimes, and but I'm in a rock world, bro, and I speak the language and whatnot, and just was talking to him, but I did, you know, I get tired. I did like freaking dozens and dozens of
I know
interviews.
you've been busy.
Sometimes I don't articulate what I want to, and I don't finish the thought in my mind. And so I think that happened a little bit on that interview, but it was still good. When I read it back, I'm like, wow, it was pretty, wasn't, you know, I wish I would have, you know, kept going in some more clarity, but I still was, you know, that's a good example of, you know, I know it was Christ that encountered me in my house, but, you know, when I was talking to him, I'm like, yeah, I believed it was Christ doing something in me, you know, and I'm trying to go the humble approach and just throwing seeds out there, you know, but I don't always get it right.
Yeah.
I try to share from my heart, but yeah, if people are if there's gonna be Christian police judging every word I say, then go for it. If that's their calling,
That's
dude, if
what they
that's their
do, man.
calling, if they think that's their calling, then cool. I mean, they can go to Jesus and report to all the things that all these people have said wrong, and Jesus can totally do what he wants with them.
Yeah. Now, with that, you know, knowing that people are, you know, listening to your interviews and Christians are listening to your interviews and trying to take stuff out of context, I didn't see anything wrong with what you said, but I'm kind of in that world too, so I kind of understand. But I don't see how anyone could see something wrong with what you said on the interview about your experience. Does it mess with you sometimes of like having to be careful? Like, oh God, they're gonna, you know, is it messing with you in your head that you have to be careful what you say because they're going to use it against you and you wake up tomorrow and it's a headline and all of these things, which we've been seeing a lot of you in, you know, the blog music headlines recently with a couple of these interviews. Does it mess with you at all in your head?
So the first couple 3 years where I became a Christ follower,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't screw up. Da, da, da. And then I got to a point where it's just like, man, love God, love people, and just share your heart. And I don't worry at all or get nervous at all. I just kind of just conversate and have a cool talk, you know.
Yeah.
Now I will be honest, like after this, you know, little thing happened with the Rob Flynn podcast or whatever, and I'll probably think about it and be like, all right, all right, help me, Lord, articulate better because I'm not trying to get attacked. I'm not trying to get all that, but
Be
you know,
controversial. Yeah.
yeah, and I do want to be clear about, you know, because I don't know what all those rock sites were thinking. They're thinking I'm backing away from my faith. That's not true at all. It was just I went too far with the fanaticism
Yeah.
and all that stuff. That's all I meant. But at the end of the day, it's all like it's all good, right? Like if it's drama and people think I said something wrong, well, whether they're for me or against me, Paul said something like that, you know, either way, Christ is being preached. And for
Yeah.
that, I'm stoked.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what it's about, you know. Just doing what the Lord's called you to do, being open and honest about your situation. Like that's how we evolve. That's how we come to, you know, trying to be something that you're not or pretend, you know, fake it till you make it. That's definitely not what we're supposed to be doing, you know, and giving people this fake facade of who you are. So, um,
Yeah.
you
This
know,
one guy said, with all the drama, I saw one clip a friend sent me, and he's like, getting a lot of messages about this. And it was like, Brian Welch quits Christianity or something like that.
yeah,
Got tens of thousands of views. And the clip that I saw, the guy goes, I will be so bold as to say Brian Welch was never a Christian.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just like, dude.
What does that do though? Does it still mess with you, or is it, when you hear that?
Dude, I'm thinking about this guy and I'm going, you really have the cojones to say that?
Mm.
That's putting yourself up with God's level. And so I'm like, I'm kind of scared for this guy. He's just like so far off. Man, that's messing with things, man, that you shouldn't mess with.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing that Jesus went after with the Pharisees in the Gospels.
Yeah.
He was so irate and just like so against that spirit of judgmental spirit and this and that. And Jesus is like with the prostitutes and saying, come to me, all who are broken, and this guy's saying that. Wow, that's going to be an interesting conversation,
Yeah.
in the heavenlies one day. I'll just be like, okay, honestly, I saw that and I just said, Lord, have mercy on this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Have mercy on him. And where I'm in the wrong, fix me too.
Yeah.
I'll just try to take the humble approach, and but that's how I feel. And it was a little sad, but not a big deal. I was just like,
well, that's interesting that it was, you were moved with empathy for him versus like being narcissistic or, why are you attacking me? You were concerned for that guy. That's very cool.
Dude, doesn't it make you think, what if you were that guy? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think I've been that guy though, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's helped me. And I don't know if you probably experienced a little bit of that, because I've joked with you about the whole 50 Cent stuff early on, God's going to judge you, 50 Cent, and some of those statements you made. Like, do you think you played the role of that Pharisee early on, and that's what kind of has given you that compassion in a sense?
100%. Yeah. I mean, I definitely went like, turn back to God. I was telling people that. I was that weird Christian in the beginning, right?
Okay.
But to me, that guy saying that I was never ever with Christ and I'm not now, to me that's on a different level, because I don't know, it's just, but I'm not saying he's going to hell or whatever, or I don't even know what hell is. And, I don't know about all that. I'm just saying.
Well, the word of God tells you what hell is, head.